Thanks, Weege, and congratulations to Jeremy and Star Yamaha and the Monster-sponsored team. Let's take you to the 250 highlights over the two motos here at the LA Memorial Coliseum. It was not a happy story for Hunter Lawrence. While it's all celebrations for his younger bro, this is what happened yesterday to Hunter, and it was the beginning of bigger problems.
Yeah, this was yesterday, like you said, and we didn't know how big this was going to be. It lingered over until today, and then as you see him coming down, I think he just landed, and it must have been some kind of back. I heard pinched nerve or something, but you could see him slowing down, and obviously by that limp right there, he was in some pain. So we wasn't really sure it was kind of a bummer to see that happen, but Lee, the night was just getting started. We didn't know if the action was going to be intense.
Well, with the then championship leader out of the way, that really opened things up for Hayden Deegan and Joe Shimoda as we take you to the Heat 1 highlights. And Hayden put himself in a good position. He was on the outside of that threesome there, but it was Tom Vial aboard the Red Bull KTM who really got to the front pretty speedy.
Yeah, definitely. With Hunter being out, we started looking at Hayden Deegan and Joe Shimoda, but it was the others that kind of stepped up and kind of got in the middle of this. And as you can see, the first one was Jordan Smith coming out of the middle of nowhere. You know, he was able to pass Hayden Deegan and then go after Tom Vial, which was riding really good, but nobody was stopping Jordan in this race.
Ricky, how good was this ride by Smith?
Oh, it was incredible, but he's capable of doing this stuff. He showed a lot of speed in the Monster Energy Supercross Championship earlier on this year, so this isn't surprising to me. He just hasn't been able to put it together, but he surely did here in Moto 1.
Hayden Deegan wanted to get by Tom Vial. It was all about the points, right? Big championship picture we can talk about now that we know this was the end result. But how about RJ Hampshire? Well, the Rockstar Energy Factory Husqvarna, he put a pretty slick move on the now champ back then, and then he went after it as well. Check this out, Shimoda on Deegan, the two fighting for the title. No friendly moves there.
That was definitely no friendly moves. I'm sure Hayden was as shocked as all of us when we saw that come in, and now Tom Vial was like, I want to get into action here as well. But yeah, great move. Joe had to do that. He needed to beat Hayden, and then he tried to get around Tom, but he couldn't.
So towards the end, Jordan Smith got some pressure from RJ Hampshire, but look at how tough Jordan Smith hung on. He thought and knew that he could have been a contender for the title. That was the move that sealed the deal in Moto 1 for the Monster Energy Star Yamaha racer. Look at that, done deal. And that put him right in the mix to be an SMX World 250 title holder, but it all went away very quickly in Moto 2.
Yeah, look at that start right there by the Monster Energy Star Racing Yamahas. They were up front, and you got to think the whole year they've been getting dominated by HRC Honda team. Levi Kitchen, he did a lot of this in Monster Supercross and the Pro Motocross Championship as well. When he would get the start, he would win. He was unbeatable, but this was early on, and you hate to see this Schwartz, number 85 on the Suzuki. He tangles with Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith's out. Hated to see that. Tom Vial, he gets some business from one other rider. I can't remember who it was, but Tom rode really well in the first moto. Probably was going to do the same thing as well, but Kitchen rode exceptional. And this was one of those races where there wasn't a lot happening after the first couple laps, and you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it just never did. But I love it. It's almost brought me back to, I was talking with James about it, Vegas 2006 championship weekend, where everyone rode superb. Just phenomenal riding by all these guys.
You'll never hear these guys say second is enough, but second was enough tonight for 17-year-old sensation Hayden Deegan. And at that stage, he didn't even know that he'd won. His mum and dad did. Yes, second was good enough for this teenage sensation to win the inaugural SMX 250 World title.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, great route by Hayden. It's like my math, 5 + 2 = 500 or whatever it is, but that's a big old trophy.
That is.
Unreal. More than a quarter of a century after his famous father, Brian, did the legendary Ghost Ride to win here at this iconic stadium. The kid does it in his rookie season. Just incredible. Joe Shimoda was bummed. He couldn't believe that it slipped out of his hands, unfortunately. And then RJ Hampshire rocketed up into the top 3. So pretty cool stuff. So much from the 250 category. And this night here at the LA Memorial Coliseum has given us everything that we thought, and maybe more importantly, hoped it would. Look at this.
We didn't get to do that back in our day, dude. did we?
I think it was, we can actually get in trouble for doing that
That's
back in our
right.
day, so. Kids, so lucky.
5 points, fellas, was what did it in the end. Deegan over Shimoda, and I mentioned that RJ jumped up there to third, and big money for those last positional changes. Levi Kitchen said he took all of his tear-offs off prior to the drop of the gate and said, I need to get the whole shot so I don't have to worry about relying on my tear-offs. And then Jordan Smith finishing in the top 5. All of the Monster Energy Star Yamaha riders there, all in the top 6. So a really good team effort there as well.